Hey everybody, welcome back. So we got this time is a GE stove. So if your stove is seems like it's getting a little bit hot, but not hot enough, or it seems like when you turn it on to a bake, it's just not doing anything. I'm going to show you what it usually is, how to diagnose that, and how to change it out. Okay, so first things first, you can take a look inside. Have a look at the bake and the broil element. If you don't see anything blown out, which usually when they go bad, they do blow out. Sometimes they don't, but so we don't really see anything on this one. There's no big blowouts or anything. So what we're going to do is get to the back and test that element. Okay, so we swung the stove around here. So I just got my drill. I'm going to take out these screws. So these panels are really easy. So there's one screw here, one there, one there. Sometimes there'll be one at the bottom here too. Not on this guy, but I already got the other two out. So I'll just take this one off. And the panel just lifts off like that. So I've already got some things obviously off of here. There's supposed to be a block here and stuff for the incoming power, but I've taken it off. So what you're going to do is take one of the leads off the bake element. And if I haven't told you yet, definitely have the stove unplugged by now. You don't want to be doing this with power to it. So take our meter leads, touch it across the two ends of the bake element, which we're getting that in this one. I know this one's good, so I'm actually going to take it out and use this one, but I'll show you how to change it. So we'll have to go back to the front because there's no screws or nothing on the back here. But what we can do is disconnect this other wire. So then when you go to the front, undo the screws, you can just pull it straight through. And that's part of the reason why I don't want you to do this when it's powered up, because a lot of people do that. They just leave it powered up and undo the screws inside, pull the whole thing forward. Well, these connections touch the metal and fry the board or fry, hopefully it just trips your breaker, but I've seen a lot of bad things come from that. So yeah, definitely make sure that your stove is unplugged. Okay, so we're back to the front now. So the way I like to do this, just to make it a little easier, you definitely take the racks out because those are just going to get in the way. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this part, but I like to take the door right off. It just is a little easier to reach inside of there and pull this guy out. The two screws are right here, so it's not so bad to get on those, especially with a drill or something like that. But this is the way I like to do it, so I'm going to do this. So I'll just lift this door up out of there. And I'll take you guys a little closer to see what we're doing here. Okay, so it's a little bit of a close-up of the bake element. So there's two screws in this one. Every stove is a little different. Sometimes they just have one. Other ones they screw down here, but there's always screws holding it onto the inside of the stove. So we'll take those out. And this is one of the easiest jobs you can possibly do, especially on a stove. So try to catch these screws so they don't go missing somewhere. So now that we've got everything disconnected, this just pulls out. Now, some of these bake elements, the back portion here is curved quite a bit. So you might have to lift up on the front of the bake element, or you might have to kind of wiggle it out of there a little bit, but it comes out quite easy. So putting it back in, when you're putting a new one back in, you just push it through the... Actually, somebody asked me once if this fiberglass insulation is supposed to be in there, and yes, it definitely is. It's what keeps your stove heat in. So we'll just push it through that insulation, push it to the back here, hold this up to where the screws go, run the screws in, we'll go to the back, connect the wires, put that back panel back on, and you're ready to go. Plug the stove in and hit your bake. So yeah, that's the whole deal right there. It's a pretty easy thing. Broil is about the same thing. Maybe I'll move this up. So broil's right there. It has 2 screws here. It usually has something in the front to hold it on. Either it's got a bracket that goes across here, or this one has these little hangers. You just pop it out of the hangers. But same thing, you disconnect the wires from the back, and that's it. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. That's just a quick video on how to change your bake element. Now, I did it on a GE stove, but like I said, just about any stove, it's the exact same thing. Whether it's Frigidaire or Whirlpool, it doesn't matter. It's pretty much the same deal. The back portion might be a little different on how to take the back off, but that's about all the difference between these guys. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.